hard to believe it's week 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We have a couple of assignments this week that are a little bit more involved in the last couple of weeks. So I just wanted to share with you some tips and tricks of what we've got going on this week, especially as it pertains to the exercises in Chapter 20. We're only covering the one chapter this week. It's Chapter 20. And then we'll have 2 basically assessments. There's an additional exercise you have to do from Chapter 20. It's a Unit 4 exercise, and then there's one where you create a document and you insert some items in there. And I'll share a PDF version of what I came up with. I'm not very design centric, so mine's not pretty, but it performs the functions that are necessary for that particular assignment. So we leave a lot of the discretion up to you as to what you want to do with it. So I'm going to dig right in because there's a lot of things I need to point out in the exercises that may be confusing for some people as we go through. So bear with me. This may be a little bit of a longer video than normal, but I just want to make sure that everybody's got everything that they need. So I'll have some screenshots of the book and then some items that I just wanted to point out in each one. So again, we're just in Chapter 20 this week. So the first thing I wanted to point out is in Chapter 20, it's exercise 20.1a. There's an item E that it says, it's 2E. It says if the show comments button in the comments group is active, click the button to deactivate it. That's optional. I found as I was going through the exercises myself, it's an optional item. So don't stress about that one too much. So move on to the next one. It's in 20.1c. I just wanted to call out that 4B says, click the show comments button in the comments group to display the balloon to the right side of the document. Word 2016 may automatically do this for you. So if you go to the click show comments button, that may already be selected and it may already be displaying it off to the side. So you don't have to worry about if you did something wrong. It may just automatically do it. So as we move on to the next item, quickly here, because I know time is precious for everybody. This is in exercise 20.2a. Don't worry about the colors. So if you notice item 4 says show all markup by clicking display. And then it says notice that the text building you inserted and underlined and displays in red in the document. My word showed it in a different color, and that's totally fine. Later on, as the exercises go along, you're actually going to modify those colors. So the colors aren't important. Just knowing that what you did, the changes that you made, will be tracked in a different way. That's what's important. So just be aware of that in 20.2a. Don't worry about the colors. Just notice that if they do change as you're tracking them. Next item. This one's a little bit more involved than the rest of them. So there's an item in 5A and 6A. I just wanted to point out 5A says click the tracking group dialog box launcher. That may be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to launch Word and show you what we're talking about. And so again, it says click the tracking group dialog box launcher. The launchers are these little guys here. You can see it right where my mouse is. It's like this little down arrow with a little half box around it. That's the launcher. So you click on that, it brings up this window. So remember, anything that has that little down arrow with a box in it is called a launcher. There's other items in Word. If you go to the home screen, there's a lot of launchers under all of these little items. But the one in particular they're asking for is that one. So you're going to go to the tracking group launcher, which is that little guy right there. Just remember that. And we move on to the next little tip here. This one is in 20.3a. In 4 and 6, I'm just looking at my notes. At the Compare Documents dialog box, click the Browse for Original button. This is when you're going to go to Compare. This is the button they're talking about. Browse for Original. If you hover over it, it doesn't give you any kind of indication. So it's the little folder icon that you're looking for. So in exercise 20.3a, in 4 and 6, it says, At the Compare Documents dialog box, click the Browse for Revise button. So this is the Browse button, the little folder on each side. So you're going to click that and it's going to browse. Then as we get to exercise 20.5A, some Canadian, this one is can be a little bit tricky. So in 20.5A, let me find my there it is. Oops. Part of the exercise is going to ask you to modify this Excel field, one of the Excel fields in here, and it's going to ask you to make sure you change the sum item in it. When you do that, and it brings up the little Excel launcher, and it'll take a second because it's got to launch Excel for me. Wherever you leave the mouse or wherever you leave this, so let's say I scroll down and I put the cell here just because that's what I wanted to do. When you click outside of it, it looks like it's all blank. Really what's happened is that it's just going to show you exactly where you left off in Excel. So what I want to do here is make sure that I'm scrolled all the way to the top and I've got everything I need, and then I click out and magically everything shows up. So just make sure you scrolled all the way to the top and to the left so that way you get everything for that. I have seen that as an issue before. Just make sure you're all the way at the top. So in the assessment, I think that is the last item I wanted to go over. Yep. There's two things. I'm reading my notes and it doesn't make any sense. But anyways, make sure you stop at step 7. And then the display in item number 4, click the Display for Review button. It's just in case you forgot, the Display for Review is right up here. It's going to say, click all markup. Well, unless you hover over this, you won't know that this is called Display for Review. So just so you know, Display for Review is this top section up here. So, and make sure you stop at step 7. Don't worry about printing the document. So we're going to go all the way through, and this is for the assessment U4.10. Those are the tips and tricks from the exercises this week. Just wanted to remind you of this week's secret word is idealistic. Yes, idealistic. I didn't have any cool graphics or anything funny to say about this, so I just displayed idealistic right there. So just a reminder on the assignments that are due this week. We have the regular quizzes as you go through the chapter. Again, we have the assignment, which is 20.5. And so the items that we have due is the assignment 20.5, and then we have Unit 4 performance and Unit 4 application. And so for the application, where's my documents? This is an example, a PDF. I'll post it. It's just going through. I had a multi-list here, created some custom bullets, made sure I did a custom header and a custom footer. Make sure at the bottom of your document you put what skills that you used in the assignment. That'll help me with grading. So that would be very much appreciated. As you're going through this week with the Excel, embedding Excel documents or Excel charts, you'll notice I have here one that just kind of changes. It's 2 different documents that I printed out, and they look great. I think they look great. So everybody's doing really, really well. Week 3 flew by. I can't wait to see what you guys produced for week 4. You're doing awesome. Feel free to give me a holler if you have any questions. I have office hours on Wednesdays and Saturday nights. Just log into my Zoom. I'll have it open and we can chat and answer any questions that you have. Take care, everybody.